40 Days for Life joins you and millions of people around the world as we mourn the demonic assassination of Charlie Kirk. Charlie built an entire movement. He was a huge supporter of Donald Trump. He argued for conservative values in the public square and did so better than anybody that I know. He was a huge defender of traditional family. He spoke out against the transgender movement. He defended the unborn. And he was shot and killed for it in broad daylight, doing what he had spent his whole life doing, which was using our great free speech that we cherish in the United States of America. And we have seen free speech under attack, particularly over the last 5 years. Certainly 40 Days for Life has experienced that firsthand. But we have also seen something we just haven't seen in the last 20 years, and that is the elevated violence from the left. And the assassination of Charlie Kirk, while tragic, is not all surprising to many people these days in these turbulent times in which we live, because the left has gotten more violent. They've gotten more violent on the issue of abortion. And as Mother Teresa said, if we can tell a mother that she can pay a doctor to kill her child, how can we tell anyone not to kill anyone? This is a movement that believes in leaving a baby girl who survives an abortion on the table left to die. We had a Governor Northam in Virginia describe that in gruesome detail on the radio just a few years ago. We see that the left wants no restrictions on abortion. And violence is required in every single abortion. It's not neat, it's not pretty. It cuts and tears to violently end the life of an unborn child who has hurt no one. Charlie Kirk wasn't a military general, he wasn't a politician, he wasn't a soldier. He was an American who used free speech to share his beliefs, and it got him killed. It is a very, very dark moment for our country, and there is a reason why 40 Days for Life is built on prayer and fasting. Not because it sounds nice, not because it makes us feel good, not because it's an easy talking point, but because it's required in the face of evil. And this is what we're facing right now in the United States of America, is evil. And our Lord tells us some demons can only be driven out by prayer and fasting. So I want to invite you as we launch a day of peace and a day of fasting on Wednesday, September the 17th, which is 1 week before we kick off the Fall 40 Days for Life campaign on September 24th. So join us for a day of fasting for peace in America, because we need God, we need His Son, Jesus Christ, we need the intercession of the saints, and we need to be called back to the basics, which is prayer, fasting, and a responsibility to uphold the dignity of human life, even in the face of such grave evils. There is so much good going on in our culture that Charlie died for. We see huge strides being made in the pro-life movement. We see so many people who genuinely supported abortion who have turned away. We see so many people who have come to God, and sort of this religious revival we've seen just in the last 2 years in the United States. And Charlie was part of that. He wasn't afraid to engage in the culture, and neither are we, and neither should you be afraid. So join us for this day of fasting for peace on September the 17th as we turn to God and prepare our hearts to enter this massive 40 Days for Life campaign that is so important in a post-Roe America. The demand for 40 Days for Life is at an all-time high in post-Roe America, and that means that the demand for prayer, that the demand for fasting, and the demand for God is at an all-time high. So join us as we bring hope and healing into our broken country.